I'm WFAE education reporter James Farrell, and this is Education Mondays. It was a busy week in education news last week, with a controversy at a local high school and a long school board meeting. Let's dive in. First up, we're looking at a story out of Ardrey Kell High School. The family of a Muslim female student is pushing for hate crime charges, alleging she was violently beaten at school by a fellow male student. They say the male student, a football player, had been repeatedly bullying her and that things reportedly escalated on March 7th, with the family alleging he beat her while using racial slurs and telling her to go back to her own country. The girl, who was born in the United States, reportedly requires surgery for broken bones in her face. Her family and advocates held a news conference last week sharing images of her injuries. They say the alleged attacker clearly targeted her due to her hijab and Muslim identity, calling it a clear hate crime. CMS responded with its own press conference, saying Ardrey Kell followed all policies and procedures, including involving law enforcement and providing medical attention. They also mentioned the school resource officer on site initiated an investigation. However, the family and their advocates criticized CMS's handling of the situation, alleging the school also suspended the girl and that school officials pressured them not to speak to the media. CMS denies pressuring the family. The Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department confirmed they took a report and they've referred it to the FBI for further investigation to determine if it meets the criteria for a hate crime. Now, some say there's a bigger culture problem at Ardrey Kell. The girl's brother, for instance, said last week he also experienced bullying at the school for being Muslim when he was a student there. Moving on to another story this week, the CMS budget. Things are going to be a little tight this year.
We are in a very tight budget.
The district is facing a loss of federal pandemic relief money, which is a big hit. They're also dealing with uncertainty at the local, state, and federal levels, which they've discussed at previous meetings. So what does all this mean? Well, the district is anticipating some strategic belt-tightening. They've already started removing some vacant positions and have identified roughly $5.7 million in recurring funds that might need to be cut, delayed, or funded through other sources like grants. This includes potential cuts to the central office budget. But despite all this, teachers could still see a boost in pay. The district is eyeing an average 5% increase to the local teacher supplement, with more pay possible for teachers that have more than 15 years of experience. They're also exploring a pilot program that would give bonuses to teachers at Title I high schools based on improvements in Math 1, an area where CMS is hoping to push student improvement. That would be funded by federal Title I dollars that go to schools with low-income students. The district will recommend its final budget later this month, with the board set to vote on it in April. That's all for now. Be sure to stay tuned to WFAE to stay informed on all things education.